Hello everyone. I received another question through Ask Me a Question campaign I launched recently. The question is asked by a compliance officer who wrote, I am a compliance officer and responsible for managing compliance and certifications. I manage external audits, and the problem I am facing is that every time there is an audit, we have to make sure that we check everything with all teams to avoid any non-conformity, and this becomes very stressful for us. I am seeking your guidance to build a robust framework that streamlines compliance and eliminates the last-minute preparation for the audit. So this is a very common issue in the industry, and this is why people are scared of auditors. To solve this, I would recommend that first you streamline your things at your end, right? And set up a calendar of activities. Personally, I do create and follow a annual calendar that lists all everything I need to do and manage and review. If new activities or requirements come my way, I keep adding them to the same calendar. The calendar is shared with my team members and they are assigned tasks from the same, and I review this calendar monthly with my team members to check the status, what is done, where we have the challenges. So this way, at least my activities that I need to perform in my domain, that is streamlined. So first I check my house before I go to the others. Second, from my experience, when you go for the explicit preparation before the audit, the teams usually start blaming you for not guiding them enough if they get a non-conformity. Right? So you have to flip the sides. How will you do it? My recommendation is you implement a 3-step process. First, make them responsible for the findings. And how you will make them responsible? Define the review activities that managers need to perform within their domain. So they do not wait for you to go and give them a finding to close it. Rather, they should check it at their end, what is being done, what is being missed, so that they can take corrective actions at their department level. Right? And they don't need to wait for anyone coming from the other teams of you being an internal auditor or a compliance officer. You go and tell them that what is missing. Right? They should be checking this at their own end. Managers are responsible for the processes they execute within their domain. Right? So that is the first thing you have to make them understand and make them responsible for it. Second, you define KPIs where feasible. Right? And not everything can be measured and not everything should be measured as well. Right? So, but wherever you find it feasible, we'll find it linked with the objectives, define the KPIs and start monitoring it at the central dashboard. Create a dashboard if you can. And in that dashboard, you can create the entire status of, okay, these are the departments and these are the KPIs for those business functions, and what is the status, right? How much they are able to meet, how much they are not able to meet, right? And if you can also see the trend of whether they're improving or like it's the same, or maybe like the things are not going well. So, and this will help you to present the compliance status to the management as well, right? And the third thing is, I would recommend is define the frequency of internal audit based on the criticality of the process and your experience with the business team. Sometimes we just define annual audits, and sometimes for certain business functions, it may be good enough that their processes are streamlined and you can go for the annual audits. But in the domains, in the departments, in the business functions where you're getting more findings, increase the audit frequency so that they get the habit of being in compliance. Right? So sometimes because whenever you bring in a new process, this is a change, and change in the people's culture is the most difficult thing. Right? So if they don't have a habit of probably conducting certain review activities, right, or maybe following a calendar, or maybe following a particular process, right, in certain way that you recommend them. So do frequent audits so that you can again and again educate them and tell them that they are not doing enough. Fine. So this will help in streamlining their processes further. Right? I hope you will find this useful. If you need more information, please feel free to ask me a question. Thank you so much for watching.